And what are you up to now? Like, where's your world today? You gave me a nice background. I got a good feel for what's going on today. You and I met. I know you got a thriving business. Where, like, for all the people on the phone, where is it at? Keep it simple. I can just, like, let them know all the journey that brought you to where you are right now.
So the primary business, the one that I've had forever, is I create IT solutions for corporations, Home Depot, Marriott, Dollar Tree stores, Chase banks, FedEx. I mean, we do some major corporations, and we've been in Florida for 15 years. We've been in Georgia for 10 years. And when COVID hit, right before that, I had the pleasure and the luxury of being in that room in Sun Valley, which I think you were in as well.
Yeah.
For the finance trip with the Platinum Group, which was,
it was a gift.
Looking back on that, that was an unbelievable gift to be in the room with, 5 billionaires, plus, the CEO of Blackwater, plus, Bill Gross, who's brought 7 companies from 0 to $1 billion. Only guy to ever do that. I had the pleasure of having a private conversation with him outside for 30 minutes. So like that, like when I came back from that, it was like, how can I help other business owners? What can I do here? Because I felt like I'd gotten so much like unbelievable content, because you were in that room. That was my first experience with Sean, was in that room when he got up and he raised like $2 million in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was there. I was on stage with him.
Yeah, I mean, how unbelievable was that? So that was my first experience with Sean. And then like to come back with all that information, and like I came back and it was like I had to create a pivot. I got to create a pivot, and I got to really focus in on what am I going to do? How am I going to adjust? So I just started reading books. I think I did like 30 books in like 60 days. I started ripping through all the Tony Robbins stuff that we had gotten, all the notes we had gotten. I was like on Zooms. I was doing everything you possibly could. It was like training camp around here, just like grinding it. And then I started a call that I was hosting on Thursdays. I still do Thursday mornings. And I just started having communication with business owners. Like, how can I support them? What can I do to help them? And so that eventually evolved into, Craig, having a conversation with Craig B one day, and he just kept pushing me. He says, you got to talk to Sean. You got to talk to Sean. Get with Sean. Sean will help you with your mission.
Yep.
And I kept pushing it off, and I was like, I know Sean's amazing. Right now I got so much on my plate. And then I finally said, you know what? Let's do this. So I got with Sean.
So can I just hold that thought, Jack? Because I think that's important, because a lot of us are kind of like, I'll get to it kind of thing. And we're all like that, right? And,
yeah.
There's probably 10 things right now that I got to get to that I'm not getting to. But when you took that step to Sean, right, did that kind of just elevate everything that much faster?
Sean was like the glue to put everything together. Listen, it took a blind person to unblind me, right? So he saw what I didn't see, and he gave me languaging for what I was putting together. So when I met Sean and we started talking, it all came together. Like the mission came together, everything came together of what I really wanted to do, which was the IT company and the technologies here. And during COVID, I launched Massachusetts, I launched New Hampshire, I launched Maine, I launched Vermont, I launched Philadelphia, I launched New Jersey, and I'm about to do Nashville, and I'm going to do 15 territories next year. But that's not even my thing. I'm not even in love with that. Like that's awesome. But what I'm really passionate about is this thing that I've been working on for a while, where we're going to touch 500 small business owners per month. And we're going to take that up to 1,000 business owners per month with the team that I assembled. And between the language that, I learned with Sean, and all the years of knowledge and that I have, we're going to put that together and really create like some exponential growth for small business owners. I'm really committed to bringing back small business. I want that more than anything, and I want to really help all those guys who just don't see the pivot, don't have the access, don't have the Platinum family, don't have guys like Sean, don't have like these people around that I'm not going to say I got lucky, because I put myself in this position, and it was all with a ton of work. and putting in the extra work that most people don't want to do. And so I want to give back though. And that's where I get the most, passion from, is now when I give back and I can help others. So I envision myself on stage with you and Sean and a few others when Sean does his next live event.
And Jack, brother, and thank Craig B, for this amazing, gift of our relationship. I love you, Craig. And it's like honoring source. And Jack, my clarity around who you are, what you bring, is just absolutely present. And yes, 500 million, billions fulfilled, not just financially, but billions and billions and trillions in impact is what we're all co-creating. And, a friend of mine once said, he's like, oh man, you say a lot of people are great. And, I know you're like Integris, this is going back to the beginning. I said, you know what your problem is? I love you. I said, your problem is you see darkness. You see darkness. And inside I said, you have such a desire to be, this is nobody you even know. Okay. So to be clear, you have such a desire to be significant that you have to push other people down. That's what was inside me. And what this is about, right? As you said, Jack, and that was a Jack coined term. Jack's powerful language, Rob Gill. I mean, this is a language forming machine. It's a state of being. Unblindness is a state of being. And now we're having a little fun saying that unblinded is what Amazon is to your life. Unblinded is to your business, ... We do everything. And the we is not Adam, Sean, and Fernando. The we is Dave Harder. The we is Craig B. The we is Jack. The we is Rob. The we is Diana. The we is Bella. The we is Tatiana. The we is 87 other people whose names I'm not saying right now, hundreds of other people. And the we is Tony Robbins, because this don't exist without him, without coaches. Rob, your coaches, Jack, your parents, your mentors, it's all of us evolving and accelerating together. So I'll shut up now and just say thank you and I love you guys.
So Jack,
yes,
you're massively accelerating within the space of Unblinded and within Sean's heart, and that's obvious to me, Rob Gill, from my perspective, right? And the next 5 years is a billion, or would you say 500? I'm sorry, was it 500 billion? Is that
we're making a $500 million business.
$500 million?
Hopefully it'll go farther than that. And the idea really is, it's not even so much about the money, because I know the money will be there. It's about the impact. For me, it's about the impact and how we can impact other business owners who are then going to impact other business owners. I really feel that I can talk to any business owner and leave them in a better position than before I got there. I don't think there's one company anywhere on this planet that if I have a conversation and they follow my advice, or they follow some things that I can put in, that they won't be in a better place than I found them. And so I want to take that and leverage that with what I've learned with Sean, put that together. And that's what we're building here.
And
Patricia, take that and rewind it back. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm gonna say this to Jack, about Jack. There's a lot going on here, Rob. You know that. And sometimes when we talk, it can go fast, right? What's happening? The level at which Jack got this was astounding. The speed and the clarity. He's like, I can't believe that other people don't see all this already. And he was like, let's go. And so I acknowledge Jack for his business acumen, his personal development training, his wisdom. He's seen it all, done it all. He's done incredible things with giant companies. And it's an honor, right, that Jack sees this, is clear about it. And by the way, people should, but most people don't, right? And Jack just doesn't get in the way of any level. He has level 5 thinking, right? He invented the term, right? He coined the term. And so he just sees things much more clearly. He's not bound by neural connections that limit thinking. And so it's not like, well, how does that fit into what I know? he like re-scrambles things immediately, opens up and accelerates. And that's what I love about him. I mean, it's attractive, it's exciting, it's creative, it's powerful, you know, and we're having, it's fun, man. Like it's
Yeah.
fun to
It
create.
sounds like he understands his thinking patterns and knows how to disrupt them and has a map to do that, to replace it with empowering patterns.
Yes.
That's that level 5 thinking.
Yeah.
That's what that is creating, creating those disruptions, those katomas.
Yep.
And that's what we're all about. Because when you're in the unconscious mind, you can't do that. You got to be in the conscious. You got to be present. You got to be able to be in that mindset where like disempowering beliefs, disempowering people, you got to remove all that noise. You got to turn all that stuff off, be able to focus in, be present to what's happening. That's where that level 5 thinking will happen. That's where the creativity, that's where the disruption happens. I feel like with business owners, the majority of the ones that I talk to, the missing that I see in a lot of them is you can't manage what you're not measuring. Right. So the optics in measuring data is the key ingredient. And like when you talk to business owners, they don't know how many sales calls they have. They don't know their numbers. They don't know how many clients they have. So it's like, that's just some of the basic things. And I have like a repertoire of tools that would help any business owner. And it's really what I really want to put out there is really help them in creating that growth. But like, man, your mind, you have to protect your mind at all costs.
Mhm.
Mind has to be protected at all costs. And that includes the people you surround yourself with.
It really
That
does.
includes, like,
It
I
so
shut
does.
off the news. I don't listen to the news, period. And
Yeah.
and sometimes there's friends of mine that I love talking to and I love being around. But sometimes I just have to separate that because my focus is so strong that I don't want that outside noise interfering with me at all.
And one of the things Sean talks about in the formula is, well, what's working, but what are the challenges, right? And so what do you foresee things that could be potential stumbling blocks for your business should you not take action going forward? And then also, what do you foresee potential stumbling blocks and challenges for other businesses and other entrepreneurs moving forward from what you're seeing in the conversations you're having currently?
I don't see roadblocks. That's just not how my mind thinks. Like, it's every problem is an opportunity, right? So when you look at a problem, I look at it as what's on the other side of that, the reframe with that. So obstacles are just opportunities, right, to create a new solution. So what I look at when I talk to people in different industries is, like first getting flat on your numbers, right? Understand numbers so you can measure your data, manage your data. And then where are the hidden assets inside of your business? Where are those hidden assets that you're not seeing? Where's those extra profit points that you're not taking advantage of that you could utilize? Where's those ecosystem mergers? Where's those partnerships you could create? Like looking for all those different areas. So a lot of times, it is, Dave, unfortunately, talking to people, sometimes people say that they want the success, they want the work, they want the business, they want to grow. And then it's just not putting in the actions that'll get you there. People are stepping over dollars to pick up pennies.
Yep.
And like when you really look just inside of your own company, if you could maximize and optimize your client base, if you could maximize and optimize like the frequency that you're doing business with your clients, and just like little levers, like Jay Abraham has this amazing formula that I always go back to. It's a 10-10-10. And what it looks like is if you increase your customer base by 10%, like, so say, you have, 100 customers, that's a 10%, 10% is 10 additional customers. If you increase your average sale, right, by 10%, and say your labor rate was $50, that's a, $5 increase. And then you take your frequency. So if you're seeing that one customer an average of 10 times and you increase it by 1 time, you've just now created a 33% increase in your overall company by just 3 small levers like that. And I got those for like a million different ways you can do it. And those are the things that people need to really be looking at is you got to look at the, marketing innovation, what you could create. I mean, we talked about, and I'm blinded, it's come up a couple of times, like pray and post. Like you post up an ad, you take a Facebook ad out. Like, what are the chances you're gonna connect on that, or what is it gonna return for you? Where you could do the ecosystem merging, where you connect with another company who's selling to your ideal customer, and you're creating exponential growth for the both of you. I mean, and that's what, like, when I met Sean, that's what really put it all together for me, was like all the years and experience that I had, and in all these little hidden gems, putting it together with some language that he had, putting together with language that I've gotten from other places, you know, and putting all that together and really focusing on what the client wants, not who I am. I don't need to tell anybody who I am or what I do, but what's my client's needs, what's important to them, and how can I better serve them. And then the biggest thing that I've learned from Tony Robbins is over deliver, over fucking deliver like crazy. Like, you have to bring it. I bring extra every time. If that means, you know, calling them up after, I mean, whatever you got to do, you just got to over deliver, bring that value so that they never go. I mean, I've had customers that have been loyal to me for, you know, since day one, that they're still here with me, you know. So that's the important thing, is really keeping the customers you have, making sure that you're taking care of them, and then creating those ecosystem mergers.
About 13 years ago, I went to a seminar put on by a guy named Bill Cates, and it's called Referral Coach International. And he talked about really consistently, and he's been a featured speaker at the $1 Million Roundtable. Like, he's a real, I don't know if you know him or not, but he talked, his consistent message was the leverage of the lifetime value of your clients. Yeah. And I heard that, and you need to have that reinforced, because it's not just about the growth of net new relationships, but it's about the harnessing that one additional, you said it yourself, you see the client 10 times, you see him the 11th time, and you increase productivity, what, 30%?
Yeah. So if you do 10%, if you do 10% on customers, right? And if you do 10% on your average sale price, and if you do 10% on your frequency, you've just created a 33% overall increase in your business. Those are tiny little levers that you can turn. But if you're not measuring that data, Dave, then it's impossible to know what that looks like. And the other thing is, what is the cost to get a new customer? Like, if you looked at your cost, like, what does it cost you to get a new client versus the clients that you have already, possibly reactivating them, or even, you know, offering additional service? That's the hidden assets. You have a customer. Are you maximizing and optimizing that customer? Are you connecting with everything possible with that customer? Like, or are you just selling them one service and skipping the rest because you think he's not interested? That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you just go through your business and you maximize and optimize, there's money left all over the place. You're leaving
100%.
money everywhere. You leave
Absolutely.
money everywhere.
Yep.
And I would say that I could probably go into 99% of businesses, and I could probably find hidden assets or hidden money in just about everybody's business, because it's all over the place.
Insane value, Jack. I mean, seriously, you know, we're coming up on the 8:30 hour. That's Jack, to say, I mean, this look at this session that you co-created with us tonight, right? You know, we Rob Gill, typical waterfalls. He was crying tonight. You know, we had Sean come on. What you shared tonight, Jack, seriously, is stuff that every single business owner needs to hear. It's no wonder that you are going to create. And by the way, calling it a $500 million brand is half pregnant as far as I'm concerned, because I think that you're going to explode beyond that. You know,
we're going to do the billion. We're going to do the bill.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, seriously. You know, I mean, I think it's billion or bust. You know, but you know, I just Jack, I can't thank you enough. I mean, every single week on Infinity X, we've had the good fortune of hearing, you know, real human excellence and in entrepreneurs in different business areas that have a real valuable message to share. But the message that you shared tonight, Jack, was one of the most multi-pronged that we've ever had on this platform. And, you know, it's an honor and privilege to, you know, for me to be getting to know you better personally, you know, to join you and Joe and Craig on Wednesday evenings. I'm getting a tremendous amount out of that. And by the way, business is happening as a result of that. So Jack, any finals that you want to leave before we conclude the evening?
Yeah, Dave, first of all, I'm humbled and honored that you guys invited me on the show. So glad I was able to provide a contribution to everybody that chimed in. And I mean, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And what I could just tell people is just take action, man. Take massive action, and really, like, really look inside of your business to see what hidden assets are there and what you could create. And if anybody needs any help or needs any support, I'm available. Let me know, reach out, and I'm here. So thank you guys all for chiming in. I really appreciate it.